Alright, so this is a Spinner 2 Model 60 centrifuge, and it was out of a wrecked truck from somewhere, and we've already disassembled this partly. We want to go ahead and clean this. This is the centrifuge bowl itself, which fits inside this spindle within the centrifuge, and it's covered with a cap also. So we've taken this cap off. When you remove the cap on this, you have to kind of do it carefully to make sure that you don't destroy the O-ring. Just kind of jimmy it a little bit loose. It's probably okay, but when you got an older O-ring, you have to replace it, and you can get that from the manufacturer. So then you pull this sucker out from within the centrifuge. This is kind of like a holding tank right here, and the way that the centrifuge itself works is that there's a inlet hole here where most of these work somewhere around like 90 psi, something like that. So if you can look it up on the website, but the inlet pressure, the way I got it up there, was using 2 of those quarter horsepower pumps, water pumps for a basement, something like that. So so the oil goes inside here, and it goes up the spindle, which is hollow. What it does is it comes out of this hole here. There's one on this side of the spindle and another one on this side of the spindle. When it goes inside the spindle and comes out those holes, it actually comes out inside this bowl, the centrifuge bowl itself, and it fills up the bowl. Now when it fills up the bowl, it's continuously filling the bowl, and the oil needs to find some way to come out of the bowl. So what it does is it comes out of this jet right here, this little micro jet, and there's one on this side, there's one on this side, and so this develops a pressure inside here, and these jets squirt the oil out and spin it. That's what gives it the spin, going in this direction. So, and this spins at thousands of RPM. I think somewhere around like 15,000 RPM, and it subjects the oil inside here to approximately 2,000 G-forces. So it's a lot. So it does a good job of cleaning the oil out. So this is crankcase oil in a truck. So we're gonna try to go ahead and clean this out. We've already taken this retaining nut out here, this thumb screw nut, and this top shell should detach from the bottom, this bottom part right here. So I'm just gonna try to, there it goes. That's it. And so this comes out. We've got an O-ring which might or might not, it's kind of cruddy, but it looks like it's still doable. That might or might not need to be replaced. So here's the again, here's the inside, and then this is the part that fits over the spindle on and then we've got some internal pieces. There's this one here, which comes out, and this one looks like it serves as kind of like a coarse filter, catches large pieces of detritus or whatever that might be in the oil. That's a larger piece. A lot of times these centrifuges, some folks use these centrifuges to replace a regular oil filter altogether, which I don't think is a good idea, but anyhow. So it's got a little bit of a mess. This is the working part of the centrifuge bowl, and while this bowl is spinning at thousands of RPMs, it subjects the oil inside here to thousands of G-forces, and it cleans the oil out. So we can do a close-up here, and we've got an accumulation of this muck that was inside the crankcase oil for this truck, and it's kind of caked up here. It's pretty thick. Ooh. And so this is a bunch of muck and dirt that would have otherwise been floating around in this truck's oil, and getting in the engine bearings and destroying, otherwise shortening the life of the engine itself. So so this is about a good, what, a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch
easy
of buildup. So it's easy. What you do is you just peel it off, and I would suggest not using a sharp instrument. You can use your finger. You can use like a rubber, one of those stiff rubber spatulas or something, and just kind of take this off. It's caked up here pretty good, but it's not hard to take off. And then once this is done, then what I would do is dunk this in some hot soapy water and let it soak a little while, and then scrub it off. And be careful with the O-rings. This may still have, this one looks like it's tweaked a little bit right here, so it might or might not hold a seal. It might. So so you might end up needing to buy a new seal, which is not unusual. So yep. So this is something that can be used in an overland, long distance truck, or it can be used for, in this case, for cleaning biodiesel. So this is what you would do when you get a used one. You just clean it out and replace the O-rings and let her rip. You got to mount her up to something, and then connect it and pressurize the line coming in. So either one of these outlets here on the bottom would be where, here it says out right here, would be where the oil would come out, and you could put that into your processor tank. So this is a real simple one. There's several. This is a Hudgins Spinner 2 Model 60, which is a simple model. It's pretty simple, easy to repair, easy to clean. The one that I believe I had before was like a 260 or 360, and that one was regulated by by an air pressure system, which is, in this case, this one doesn't have. I don't think it has an air pressure system to regulate the oil, which is good. The simpler, the better. So, in any case, that's kind of like an overview. This is something you can mount it to a piece of plywood or to a wall, or at a work area, and connect it to some pumps, and the pumps would pump the biodiesel into here, and it would come up into the spindle, go into this this basket here, and the basket would start spinning because of these jets, and subject the oil to several thousand psi, or several thousand G-forces, and clean out the oil. So every once in a while you just gotta take this thing apart and clean out the gunk that's accumulated. So that's pretty much how it works. So beautiful.